buzz me in, will you? It's harder getting in here than Fort Knox.
Yeah, but I'm more valuable.
Oh, well, we could argue about that.
Okay, doors open. Come in.
Oh, thank you. Well, you told me to get back to you as soon as I had something. Now, do you want to know what it is, or shall we quibble about your value?
Both, but the news first.
Okay. Dr. Alan Quartermain signed in at the hospital at 8:30 the night of the murder, and he signed out at 9:30.
So he was telling the truth?
As far as he went, yes, but what he didn't tell you is somebody saw him leave that hospital at about 10 of the time.
Who saw him?
Rick Weber.
Testify to that?
Sure, he said he would. And also, Dr. Hardy, the chief of staff of the hospital, said that he would verify that time.
Very interesting.
I thought you'd like it.
You know, if I was a betting man, I'd be looking at the Quartermains very closely by now.
Yeah, they seem to get guiltier by the minute. What have you got?
Well, I'm still trying to find this Tolliver person. I'm not having too much luck at it either, I might add. I mean, I don't know whether the guy's still alive, much less hanging about here.
What do we got here?
Location of Crane Tolliver on night of Susan Baldwin murder, Port Charles City Jail.
What?
Charged drunk and disorderly, released next morning.
We've got to get up.
Who says?
I do. It's essential that we keep up appearances. We've got to get up and get dressed and get to work. We can't let anybody know that we're spooked.
Why not? It's true.
Look, advertising it isn't going to make it any easier.
The problem is, the only place I feel safe is right here.
I know. But we've got to keep up a strong front even though we don't feel like it, okay?
Oh, dear. At least I don't have to go in until this afternoon.
Well, I don't have that luxury. I got to go now.
You know, you're acting awfully confident for a man who could very possibly be on his way to jail.
Why shouldn't I?
Well, I can think of several reasons. All of them starting with the name, Mr. Scorpio. Alan, he is after you now that he found that picture you shot up.
Let him come after me. I've got an airtight alibi. I was at the hospital when Susan was being murdered. Once he confirms that, he's going to stop looking for me. That's it.
I'm not that sure.
Look, if we as a family stick together, we're going to be fine.
Oh, Alan, we have said that so many times, and all it's gotten us is into more trouble. I am scared.
Oh, don't be, Monica, really. The police can't touch us. They can't.
Yes, and unfortunately, Mr. Scorpio is not an ordinary policeman.
Now, what were you doing in jail, Tolliver? Celebrating?
Morning.
Morning. Lila Morgan married to Edward Quartermain August 10:32. Lila Morgan married to Crane Tolliver March 32. Neither party deceased, no annulment on record, no divorce on record. There's got to be some part of this missing. Now, if Lila never divorced Tolliver, that means that she can't possibly be married to Edward.
Would make prime blackmailing material.
Right. The sort of material that somebody would kill for to keep secret. Holly, could you get me some coffee, please?
There isn't any.
Why not?
I didn't make it.
What's wrong? You look awful. What's that mark on your face?
Bumped into a door. What about it?
Why aren't you dressed?
This is good enough.
Don't you have any plans for today?
What difference does it make?
You all right?
Tell me about this Tolliver character.
Well, there isn't too much to tell, really. What there is quite interesting insofar as that he was Lila's first husband.
I didn't know she was divorced.
She isn't.
When did Tolliver die?
He didn't. He He's very much alive. In fact, he spent the night of the murder here in the Port Charles City Jail. I'm just wondering whether he's still hanging around town here. I would love to have a chat to him.
What's the point? If he spent the night in jail, he's got the world's best alibi.
Maybe. But I happen to think he could put a few little pieces to this puzzle. Now, if Lila was married to Tolliver, never got a divorce, that means that her marriage to Edward is invalid, which makes her a bigamist. Now, I will bet the Quartermains would do anything to hush that up. I also bet that's exactly what Susan was blackmailing them for. Not this song and dance act about Lila having had an affair before she married Edward. That was just a smokescreen, something to keep me jumping. Mind you, it did for a while, too. But not long enough, unfortunately for them. Hey. Hey, what's happened to Nancy Drew? How am I going to solve this case if I don't have the help of my trusty assistant? Thought you liked detective work. Maybe you could put on some coffee. Look, we'll have a late breakfast together.
I was supposed to meet Bobby and Ruby at Kelly's for lunch.
What do you mean supposed to?
I don't think I'm going to go.
Why not?
Because I don't feel like it.
You still depressed?
Shouldn't I be?
Look, you're going to have to pull out of this sometime. You can't mope around here indefinitely. There comes a time when you're going to have to snap out of it. Scorpio here. Right. Yeah. Okay, hang on a second. It's the jail. I'll have to take it. Will you please put on some coffee for me? Yeah. Sorry about that. Look, I want to talk to the guard that was on duty the night that Susan Baldwin was murdered. I'd like to question him about a certain person called Tolliver. He was in the drunk tank that night. Thank you.
I can't help it, Alan. I'm still worried.
Monica, there's no need for you to be worried. Scorpio was just playing games with you. He doesn't seriously think that you murdered Susan.
But he could think you did.
That's his privilege. Let him think it.
Well, he's just going to be hounding you as well as he's hounded me.
Monica, he's not going to find anything at all. I was at the hospital. I've got an alibi that is documented by hospital records.
Well, I hope it's good enough.
I arrived at the hospital at 8:30. I checked out at 9:30. Susan was murdered somewhere in that time. There's no way that I could have done it. Scorpio is grasping at straws.
Oh, I suppose so. Also worried about Lila.
Mother, why?
Well, the three of us can handle ourselves with Scorpio. But what about her? What if he comes after her? She considers him a friend. What if she just breaks down and tells him the real reason we're being blackmailed?
He wouldn't do that, would he? Maybe he would do it. I never thought that he... Oh, dear, now you have me worried as well. What are we going to do?
I think I have an idea.
I'm glad, because I don't have one.
Look, you go on to the hospital, and I'll take care of Lila and Scorpio.
How?
Never mind. I just have a feeling that with a little cooperation, I can keep Lila from ever coming in contact with Scorpio.
You sure you don't want me to do anything?
No, just go ahead. Honest, I mean it.
Okay.
Talk to you later.